Run through a brick wall for me, Will. Oh, what? It's a little different today, Will.
Oh, I made it.
Wow, so close.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good.
Close enough to this thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm scared. I'm nervous now.
Yeah. We just ate lunch.
We got some. I had a Philly cheesesteak. What did Will have?
Taste of Philly. A wrap.
A wrap.
An Italian wrap.
Got some garlic. We can smell each other's breaths. That's how close we are today.
2 guys, 1 mic.
2 guys, 1 mic. It's a new show about football where we talk about sex.
Yeah. I don't know anything about sex, so you're gonna have to. You're the one with the kid.
We'll Google it.
Yeah, together.
Yeah. So, if you're just listening to the podcast,
yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
This doesn't make any sense at all. But if you're watching on YouTube, you get the joke. Will and I are sitting very close together. Will is in town visiting. So, we're recording the podcast together, which we get to do about once a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moment.
Special treat.
Special treat. Broncos play Saturday, Vikings game. Talk a little bit about what we want to see there. The title of this is about Nathaniel Hackett. He's getting just so much criticism for some preseason shit, so we wanted to get into that. We'll tell you why he's definitely on the hot seat, though, for sure. Some injury updates. And I think just to get everybody psyched for football, to get them hyped up. Yeah. Now we're ready to do the podcast.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall. Do you have any brick walls?
It's concrete.
Oh,
I think that's harder to run through than brick, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's more solid. There's brick.
You have to lay them.
There's mortar. There's there can be some weaknesses.
The Kool-Aid man could not run through a concrete wall.
Andy Reid could run through either.
You calling him the Kool-Aid man?
Well, he's been compared. He's been compared before.
Like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Except he steals your presents.
Except he ruined Christmas that one time.
Except he ruins all of our fucking Christmases.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's the worst version of Santa Claus.
So he doesn't have a beard. He has a dumb fucking mustache. This is going great.
Yeah. My only note is just stop looking at me.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's making me very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry. I won't do that.
Okay. Nathaniel Hackett. Let's just talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
You got a little local radio in on your drive up. Did they talk about Hackett and his practices while you were listening?
No, they weren't talking so much about the practices. Well, they talked, strangely, more Seahawks than Broncos.
Oh.
So that was weird. They talk about Hackett and the cut blocks. I'm sorry, I looked at you. No eye contact.
Yeah, please do not look at me.
No eye contact. Yeah, but I wish we could have gotten more Hackett on the hot seat kind of stuff. Because I agree. I think he is on the hot seat, personally.
Yeah.
I think his days here are numbered, and he might not make it to the regular season, depending on how we do against the Vikings.
Well, he didn't start his coaching career in Denver by coaching through gallstones or kidney stones.
No, that buys you
3 years.
3 years. Fuck, he's there for 3 years? Jesus.
Yeah, Fangio's here 3 years.
Time flies when you're having a bad time.
I think the Broncos media, and it's not everybody, and even when they're critical of Hackett and the practices, I think they're just a lot of people are used to training camp and preseason practices being done a certain way, and Hackett runs it much differently. And I think we definitely need that because we've had the same shitty results for so long. Obviously, with Russell Wilson, it should be different no matter what. Fucking Hackett could just go out into the middle of practice, get all the guys around him, just everybody in a circle. He could take a dump just in the middle of the circle and say, practice over, and they will win more games just because they have Russell Wilson. So, like, I'm not worried about the lack of physicality. I'm not worried about the starters not playing. I would have liked to see them for my personal entertainment. We talked about that. I think it could benefit Russ to get some of those reps early. But, like, your trade-off is just probably the first 2 weeks of the season are going to be a little bit more of...
It's going to be a little rusty.
We're still installing game plans. We're still figuring shit out. And I think some coaches, their philosophy is we will use those early weeks in September, those first 3 to 4 weeks, basically like our preseason reps for our starters, the guys we don't want to get hurt. Because in the long run, our team should be healthier at the end. And I certainly believe Hackett is making these decisions based on the data they have, which we know, based on Derek Wolfe, Fangio, first thing he said, no science in this fucking locker room.
Don't think so.
If I see you watching Bill Nye the Science Guy, if I hear any Neil deGrasse Tyson off the team, Mythbusters,
you're
gone. So I think it's different, and I think it's good, and I think a lot of us don't know as much about preparing a football team as a head coach, unless it's Vic Fangio. Then we definitely know more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like spin it as though going like having kind of like a lighter training camp. I think there are trade-offs for that.
Yeah.
Like you probably will be a little rustier than if you went like full tilt.
Yeah, 100%.
And the trade-off is, you know, you might be a little rusty getting out of the gate. Fortunately, you were playing the Seahawks and the Houston Texans to start the season. So week 3 against the 49ers, you're hoping to be 2-0 and like fully geared up and ready to go.
Honestly, the weeks 3 and 4 are probably going to be, I think, the first real indicators we see of the team. And that's true almost every season though. Like week 1, don't pay any attention because there's so many outlier type performances.
They used to lose all the time in week 1, like with Mike Shanahan. They used to just like 2005, 13-3. They got killed by the Dolphins week 1. They just it doesn't really matter.
Is that when it was at Miami and Jacksonville, like in back-to-back weeks early in the season?
I think those were those might have been 2004 and 2005.
Okay.
But
I just remember the Heat being in
don't play in South Florida.
No.
So we don't have to do that. We get to play in Seattle.
Like if you're going to be critical, see, we get Seahawks at night, a place Russ is going to be familiar with. Defense Russ is going to be familiar with based on, you know, what he knows about the team from when he was there. Their quarterback play isn't going to be as good as ours. We know that. They should win that game. But if they don't, the overreactions are going to be...
Oh, it's going to be like...
If the Broncos lose week 1...
It's going to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm obviously, of course I want them to win. Like I want it to be a blowout.
Yeah.
It could get like a little close and people's sphincters are going to tighten because it's week 1 and like Seattle's going to have that home opener boost.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if like you blink your eyes and it's like, 7-0. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. And then, okay, like things start to settle down a little bit. Denver wins by 10 points, but then people are freaking out. You only beat the Seahawks by 10 points. That's not a good team. It's Monday Night Football. It's on the road. It's Seattle. It's the first game with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He's going to get emotional. He might miss a pass or two early. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you're going to be playing Drew Lock or Geno Smith, so you should win that game.
Defense should have a couple turnovers. If it's Drew Lock, they should have turnovers. If it's Geno Smith, there should be a lot of just 3 and outs.
Yeah, just incomplete passes.
Yeah.
Like Geno is a little bit like, at least in that last preseason game against the Bears, it was like, you know how like Tim Tebow never really threw a ton of interceptions?
Right.
Because it's like he's that inaccurate. He's like missing his receivers and also the defense.
If my guy can't catch it, ain't nobody going to catch it. Tim Tebow's philosophy was nobody's going to catch it.
Which is like, it's kind of good. It's better than you throwing 4 picks to the Raiders.
Yeah, I honestly expect that first game to be a little bit like...
It's going to be a little tighter.
The Broncos' first preseason game when the first like 3 series of the offense were really rough, and then Josh Johnson got things going. I kind of feel like it's going to be that way with Russ.
Yeah.
Also, like the other thing I was just thinking about is it's funny because there's double standards all over the place for different quarterbacks. And when Peyton Manning came in, everybody knew you were going to run Peyton Manning's offense.
Yep.
And you're excited about it. Russell Wilson comes in and you learn like Russell Wilson has the Russell Wilson offense he likes to run, but there's a lot of criticism about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like, so like if you, I don't know, I've read and watched so much shit about Russell Wilson and why he struggled a little bit at times in Seattle, about why he takes so many deep shots, why he avoids the middle of the field, the difference with coordinators. It's all boring stuff, and I don't even like reading it, so I don't like even talking about it more.
I don't like reading.
But like my takeaway was like they had different coordinators in Seattle, but a lot of times they were doing and running what Russ wanted. As he comes here, it feels like that hasn't been embraced. Like, fuck yeah, let Russell Wilson run whatever offense he likes to do.
Yeah.
Because he's won one Super Bowl. He's been to two, just like Peyton Manning. And statistically, he's won games and he's put up great numbers season over season over season. And like any team, they've had issues once they've gotten to the playoffs, but it's hard to be consistently like as good as, you know, the fucking Patriots or whatever. So if they're running Russell Wilson's offense and it's a blend of what Hackett wants to do and they help like correct maybe some things, like I am excited to run the Russell Wilson offense. I just think he's also gotten like Hackett. I feel like I've seen almost more like criticism about Russell Wilson, and we haven't even seen him fucking play yet. We haven't even seen Hackett coach a regular season game yet. And I think we're just so used to being disappointed that we're already trying to find the flaws to talk about.
We're afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah, we're afraid of getting hurt.
Our heart's been broken for the last 5 years.
Yes.
And we don't want to set ourselves up for failure. But guess what? It's time to love again.
Oh, it's time.
It's time to fall in love with the quarterback. It's like
open up your hearts.
Open up your hearts to Russell and start riding.
Start riding.
I would compare it to like Russell Wilson was basically in the Dan Reeves offense, like John Elway. Like ground and pound. You're going to throw it on third down when we absolutely have to. And this is like his Mike Shanahan moment. Gets in that new offense. He can let loose a little bit. Running game should be good. The offensive line is going to be a lot better than what he had. And we don't, the offensive line is still kind of a question mark, but
yeah,
this should be his, like the whole, like let Russ cook thing lasted like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay,
they lost
we're
like
gonna,
one game or like dial it back.
Yeah. That's that. No, thank you. So I'm looking forward to Hackett. Just kind of, I think he's smart enough, even as a first-time head coach, to go, I'm just going to let this guy do his thing.
Yeah, I think it's about adjusting. I think like if I had to say what I think the difference will be, it's that they tried to let Russ do the things he wanted to do, and when it didn't work out, it wasn't, instead of Pete Carroll being like, well, how do we adjust and tool to keep doing this and maybe fix these couple things? It's like, well, we just need to do it my way instead.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's that old guy sort of mentality. Well, we're just
it's the ego of a guy who was on his like third go around in the NFL. So he coached at New York and at New England. Neither of them like that good, not bad either, but he's coming off of like a tenure at USC where he was like, they were the best team of the 2000s for a while there. He had a little bit of an ego, and I think he still does. And I think he's like too proud to admit that he fucked up putting together a quarterback room with Geno Smith and Drew Lock. I think when he had Russell Wilson on his roster.
Yeah, that I love. Unless Russell Wilson really does suck this year, it's going to be so fun.
There's a 1% chance.
Like any guy could be bad.
Yeah.
A lot of things could go wrong. But we're not going to predict that here.
But people talk about him like he was bad last year, and he wasn't.
It is insane.
They talk about him like he's washed, and that's just
and it felt
very
like
far from the truth.
Yeah, it felt like at first that was just Seahawks fans, and now it feels like it's a little bit more than that.
It's like a virus that they've spread. The Seahawks fans started it. It's like a rumor.
Yeah.
Because it's not true. They know. They watched last year. But they are used to good quarterback play too at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're hurt, they're jilted lovers, and they started this rumor about their ex, and it's spread. And now people are starting to buy into it. And now we need to get Russell on the field again.
Yeah.
There's no like preseason games. He's not going to have like a Josh Allen moment in the preseason where scrambles around, throws a dart to Gabe Davis for a touchdown. He's just not playing.
Check this out.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson. Check this out. Russell Wilson better than Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Yet Phillip Rivers never seemed to get criticized for anything he ever did wrong.
I think it was just us.
Yeah.
I think it was just us.
Oh, Phillip Rivers, just a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But the Chargers, right?
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
Certain guys get passes and certain guys don't. And I'm going to say Russell Wilson doesn't get a pass because he's short.
He's short. The one thing about him,
a short guys never get a pass.
When you have Russell Wilson, the one thing he gets discriminated for, height.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Phillip Rivers played in San Diego, and like it's kind of ironic that you have LA, which is a huge market, and then San Diego, where they just don't care really.
I'm so close.
I mean, they cared when they were good, but even then, when they were just like middle of the road for 10 years there at the end of Phillip Rivers' career, it's like, yeah.
Both are super cheesy too.
Rivers, yeah.
Corny.
I would say Rivers. No, Rivers corny too.
He's corny as fuck. He's just super
I was gonna
enthusiastic.
say, is he corny or is he cheesy?
Ooh, cheesy. I don't know the difference.
I'd say Hackett is cheesy.
Yeah, maybe a little cheesy.
Russell Wilson's corny.
Yeah. All right.
Semantics.
It is. Okay, so there's some good injury news, and that is Jonas Griffith should be ready to go possibly week 1.
Yeah.
So a big question mark, linebacker position. They bring in Joe Schobert. They let Joe Schobert go. So in and out probably has to do with Griffith being on pace to play. So that's one big worry off the table. And, that's assuming that Jonas is very good. He's looked decent, but it's just nice. We got some depth back there. Michael Ojemudia out a little bit longer, so corner is going to be tested early. And then one question that was kind of answered for us in the Bills game, not a good game. No way of getting around it. The Broncos didn't play their starters, and they got the shit kicked out of them early. And the Bills were just more physical for the entire game, and that's why Hackett got criticized. But the question we got answered, I think Mike Boone, pretty legit number 3 back. You said you wanted to see how the number 3 running back spot, how they executed, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
He did. Like, he didn't get a ton of space either, and he just broke tackles and had a couple really nifty runs. And I hope he does get, like I said before, I think on the last podcast, we don't want Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams to miss time at all, but I also want to see him get a few more carries.
Boone?
Yeah. I've got a Booner. I want to see Boone.
We will be repeating that all season long.
Just...
I got a Booner.
I'm booned up.
So those are 2 question marks that have been erased.
They have been turned into
exclamation points. Linebacker getting depth back. Yeah. Running back looks better. Corner depth, still don't know.
Tight end.
That
was weird that he played the whole game.
Albert O played the whole game.
Strange.
Greg Dulcich still dealing with the hamstring issue. Questionable to play this week. They want to get him out there, but I think they're not going to play him, and they're hoping maybe he'll be ready to go by week 1. But Dulcich at this point, also what I learned about Hackett, if a guy's got an injury, they are going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
And I think that's just based on all the experience he's had. And one thing I like is I don't think he's ever going to be the coach that tries to rush a guy back through injury or play through an injury that's going to get worse by playing. Now, everything's a trade-off. That might mean when a guy's probably ready to go, they may hold him out an extra week. So Greg Dulcich, it might be a little bit before we actually get to see what he can do in the Broncos offense. which means it's going to be Albert O. And I'm fine seeing a lot of Albert O. and Salbert.
Yeah.
And Salbert caught that touchdown pass late after they like had Albert O in the game deep into the fourth quarter, and then they tossed the touchdown to Salbert. It's like, oh fuck.
It is like kind of funny that Nate Hackett's like, I'm not playing my starters except for like a select few, and I'm going to play them the whole time.
Yeah, maybe they just thought Albert needed that work, or maybe they didn't.
I guess he does. I mean, like he needs a little bit of help blocking. Maybe the Dolphins should do that with Gesicki instead of trading him. Just teach him how to block. Just an idea.
I don't know.
Free idea.
Blocking is hard, Will.
I know. I remember. It's not very good at it.
Blocking sucks.
Yeah, it's probably the lamest thing you can do in football.
Yeah.
But you need to do it. You need to have guys that'll do it.
I would not bet on Gesicki
Look at this guy.
blocking. But if you do want to do some betting, let's do it at old DraftKings. College football is back, soon to be followed by the NFL. But college football, it's time to enjoy the tradition, the fun, and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. To celebrate the best time of year, new customers can bet $5 on any team and get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. You can also place a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. Just combine multiple bets into one, like which team will get the win, which team will score first, and more. DraftKings, safe, secure, reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your money whenever you want, even when you're sitting super close to your best friends.
Deposit it right now.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code DNVR, bet just $5 on any college football team and get $200 in free bets instantly. Code DNVR, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Got to be 21 or older, Colorado only. One per new customer, minimum $5 deposit and wager. 200 issued as 8 $25 free bets. Restrictions apply. See terms at DraftKings. DraftKings.com/sportsbook. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Did it. Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Hackett on the hot seat. We agreed he certainly is, and guys should be beating the shit out of each other because that's how you get football tough.
Yeah. Calloused.
Injuries are getting better. Vikings game. We know starters aren't playing again. Don't get to see Cortland Sutton.
It's going to be Rypien versus Kellen Mond.
Ooh. Mike Zimmer's just going to fucking die.
Yeah.
So here's, because the other thing people are trying to talk about is the quarterback battle for backup QB, Josh Johnson or Brett Rypien. And I've thought a lot about this in terms of who I want to be the backup quarterback, and I've decided firmly on I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I like both guys.
Yeah.
I like both their stories. I'm rooting for both of them. I think you could win a couple football games in a pinch with either player. Maybe lean towards Josh Johnson, veteran experience, but I don't care. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brett Rypien's undefeated in the NFL.
Ooh. Beat the Jets.
He took on
Adam Gase.
mighty Sam Darnold.
1v1. Greatest rushing quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah, in that game, for sure. And the Jets were like trying to injure Rypien at the end of that game. Do you remember that?
Oh, Thursday night? They're taking all those shots.
Weird. That should have been like a huge story.
Yeah, but it wasn't because it was Brett Rypien.
Yeah, because it was Brett Rypien on Thursday.
Oh, if we end the guy who's probably going to have the hardest path to stay in the NFL's career, who cares?
They're running the Wildcat with Jeff Driscoll during that game.
Damn.
That was a dark season.
Yeah.
Especially dark.
Driscoll. We had Blake Bortles, Drew Lock, Brett Rypien.
Kendall Hinton.
Yeah, it was a bizarre year.
Yeah, let us never speak of it again.
No. I'm not going to think about the backup quarterback for the rest of the season after this week. Russell Wilson is going to be healthy, and the Broncos are going to go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if you want – okay, so I get what – it seems like people are rooting for Rypien to get the job. At least most of the people that I've seen.
Ooh.
Because, like, he's been our guy since 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is his fourth year with the team. So I get that. Like, you put in that much of an investment into a guy. He should be your backup quarterback. Like, at this point, he should be.
Right.
But Josh Johnson's also it's not the most experienced in terms of playing time, but he is the ultimate journeyman veteran. It feels like that, like not game experience, but just like football and life experience is like a good thing to have in a QB room.
Yeah. I think there's not a lot that's going to shake him.
No. That guy's played for the Sacramento Mountain Lions.
Yeah.
Like he's hit the lowest of lows in his career and bounced back and won a game in the NFL.
It's like I played in the Alliance of American Football, the AAF.
It wasn't even a league. It was an alliance.
So an alliance, it didn't last a full season. The XFL didn't last a full season. Nothing's going to surprise me, Josh Johnson. Was he the Wildcats QB in the XFL?
I think he might have been.
Wildcats or where?
Maybe that was PJ Walker.
I can't even remember. No, he was Houston.
Oh, he's Miami, right?
PJ Walker was Houston. The Roughnecks?
Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah.
I want the XFL back.
It is. It will be.
I know.
All right. And then next week, well, after this preseason game, we've got the 53-man roster.
Yeah, we're going to see some surprise cuts, I think.
Yeah, let's go through and see if we can pick out any of the surprise cuts. Let's see if we can get to 53.
I like how our lads is always the go-to for the depth chart for some reason. It's like all they do.
Yeah, they're better.
It's strange. They're always like up to date.
I don't know how our lads' depth charts are better than ESPN's, but they are. Like ESPN will slack on getting you updates. We pick up running back Devin Divine Ozigbo. I just remember Ozigbo he was with the Jags and he looked good. It was also when James Robinson looked good, and then James Robinson turned out to be really good. And I never heard of Ozigbo again, but he's on the roster because they cut
Stevie Scott.
I thought I was going to say Stevie Smith. Stevie Scott. So running back, probably just keep 3, right? Williams, Gordon, Boone, because they'll have fullback Andrew Beck, although Jano's a free agent right now because the Texans cut Jano.
He might just want to just sit it out and collect those paychecks from the Texans.
Yeah.
He's getting paid.
Honestly, if I had to kidnap Andrew Beck and keep him tied up in my basement for the full season, so Jano could come back to the Broncos, I would do it.
I think it's a good idea. Although I will say, Tim Jenkins had a great breakdown of a play that they ran against the Bills with Josh Johnson, and it was it didn't work out, but the concept was great because they ran a wheel route with Beck out of the backfield, and he was wide open. He's like wide open going down the field. And Tim made a good point. Like Russell Wilson's going to hit that throw. Josh Johnson's not going to hit that throw, but Russell Wilson's going to plant his foot. And he's going to hit Andrew Beck 35 yards down the field for a touchdown.
Do we know Andrew Beck?
I don't think Janovich is doing that.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but I think Beck is a little bit better as a receiver.
Okay.
A deep threat.
Okay.
So you want a fullback who's going to be a deep threat first and foremost.
The way to succeed with Russell Wilson, have a deep threat fullback.
He never got that in Seattle.
Oh, deep.
Well, he had Michael Robinson. He was like he's a good receiver.
Yeah.
And they used him a little bit.
If we just call it deep threat fullback, like that's a t-shirt. I feel like Barstool Sports would sell like 100,000 of deep threat fullback shirts.
They have so many t-shirts.
They're way too many.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they're losing money. I don't know.
Are they losing money?
They were for a while. They had to lay a bunch of people off.
Barstool? Whoa.
They're a little bloated.
That's why I keep it lean.
Oh, yeah.
Will.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
If I lay anybody off, it's half my company.
Yeah. It's going to be a hard one to explain to the investors.
Yeah. If I can't pay Will, I'm fucked too. Okay, deep threat fullback coined here. Andrew Beck. All right. We're not going to go through the offensive line because who cares? We know all.
They cut the guy who got hurt on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I can't even remember his name already.
I'm really sorry to that guy.
Sorry to that, sir. Okay.
Casey Tucker.
There you go.
Casey Tucker.
Okay. Receiver.
Yeah.
We know Sutton, Judy, KJ Hamler once he's healthy.
Lock.
Montreal Washington, definitely going to be the returner. And they got him a little bit more involved in the pass game. Kendall Hinton's look good. I feel like those 5 guys are a lock. And then
I think it comes down to Johnson v. Seth Williams.
Johnson, Seth Williams, and
Hung Johnson.
Didn't they release Tyree Cleveland, or is he still on the roster?
He might be hurt.
Is he hurt?
I remember him playing.
Oh, that's right. So, because he's still there
he
too.
He can go on IR or something, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if he's
4 to 6 weeks
due to throat
Throat.
injury.
Damn. What was he doing?
Whoa.
Maybe he's got mono.
Did
like Sam Darnold.
Did Brandon Hung Johnson do that to him?
The guy hung like that. Gonna have a throat injury.
I didn't know Brandon Johnson was so hung until
Young.
Tyree Cleveland got that throat injury. Oh, I don't have. Do I have Hung in here yet? No. Damn it! I got to get that clip for us for the podcast. Hung. He's hung. What do they usually keep? 7 receivers or
6? 6. Yeah.
Fuck.
So Washington is going to make it as a returner. I think Brandon Johnson makes it because I don't think they'll be able to stash him on the practice squad. Seth Williams, Jalen Virgil, I think he could.
Okay, that makes sense.
Darius Shepard, he wears number 38. That's kind of a sign that you're going to get cut.
Yeah.
Sadly.
It's like that's a fullback number.
That's a fullback number.
Or running back
and we
number.
already have a deep threat at fullback.
So, yeah, we'll say consensus Brandon Johnson gets the 6th spot.
Yeah.
If they keep 7, Tyree Cleveland, Seth Williams. Like, we haven't seen – I don't know what their evaluation of Tyree Cleveland is because –
yeah, it's not their guy.
He's not their guy. I mean, Seth Williams wasn't, but he's at least been playing.
Yeah, he caught a touchdown at least.
I feel like Tyree's – well, I don't know if you can cut him because he's got the injury. Maybe you can put him on the PUP so he doesn't count. And they make this decision, like week 4?
I hope that happens.
Yeah.
I like Tyree Cleveland.
Yeah, I'd try to pup him. I'd pup him.
I think the difference for me is I don't think Cleveland does anything super distinctive as a wide receiver, whereas Seth Williams seems like he could be a red zone target.
Yeah.
At least he showed that against Dallas.
That's fair. The offensive line, I said we weren't going to talk about it, but they've played Graham Glasgow all over the place. They've had him at guard. They've had him at center. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's just get him reps because he's going to be the swing guard center guy. But I don't know if you need depth at center because they have Luke Wattenberg. Cush supposedly has the job, but there could be some interesting sort of arrangements on the line.
They've got some good utility.
They've got utility options.
Yeah. Tight end is a little more, I wouldn't say it's scarce. It's just high or low ceiling. No, low floor, high ceiling.
There you go.
There we go.
Look at this. They got Saubert all the way at tight end 4 right now.
Bullshit.
He's probably 3.
He might be 1.
I mean, Eric Tomlinson's your blocking sort of tight end / extra tackle.
It's like we're running the ball at the goal line. Get in there.
Yeah, I think Eric Tomlinson, his season's going to depend on how well right tackle shakes out. It feels like they keep him until they figure out who for sure is their right tackle, because I feel like that area might need some help throughout the season.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he's a free agent. I thought they traded for him for a second, but no, he was like a real free agent.
Yeah.
He wasn't just like a waiver wire pickup. I think he's
set,
got a role in the offense.
A blocking dude.
It's not a big role, but you don't need a big role. You just need one thing to do and do it well.
Is he hurt though? Who's hurt?
No, he's playing. Dulcich is hurt.
No, I know that. I didn't confuse Tomlinson and Dulcich.
With white guys.
Damn it.
Dylan Parham.
I'm looking. I'm efforting. Oh, Tom Compton.
Yeah.
Tomlinson, Compton.
Straight out of Tom Compton. We are straight out of Tom Compton right now.
Yes.
We need more Compton.
Man, I think defense, your biggest evaluations are those corners.
Yeah, I think without the OJ Mudia injury, Hicks was not playing well.
No.
I think he could get cut, even though he's a 7th round pick. Because they already cut Jamar Johnson, which was kind of surprising, but
right.
That's the whole PJ Locke effect because he's been playing really, really well. And Bless Austin has a little bit of experience, more than some of these other guys. Damari Mathis, obviously, he's going to make the team.
Yeah.
Jaquan McMillan was like kind of their, like, this is the UDFA to watch this year.
Okay.
That's the guy. I haven't seen a ton of him, but also I don't think I've watched the fourth quarter of either of the preseason games.
The preseason seems like it's just been harder to watch.
Yes.
For some reason. It's harder for me because I'm live streaming, so it's
you can't just go in and out.
I miss a lot. I don't know what they do. It's so funny. Like, usually in preseason, you do get a bit of a feel for your starters, but on defense, not at all.
No, it just feels like such a jumble behind
no Chubb,
3 guys.
No Gregory. Did Josie Jewell play a little that first game or not at all?
I don't think he played.
Yeah.
I don't think he played.
Pat Surtain, no Kareem Jackson, no Justin Simmons last week. Haven't seen any of K'Wan Williams or Darby. Did Darby play a little? Week 1? No? Yeah, it's like...
That's fine.
I'm like just, re-looking at the defense. You're like, fuck, I think we're all right.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about it.
Malik Reed hurt his eye, but he should be okay.
Got a throat injury and an eye injury.
Yeah.
What's going on? That's Hackett, man. That's why he's on the hot seat.
Yeah. I mean, Fangio, players return their ACLs left and right, but Hackett, just weird injuries.
Yeah. Throat, eye. We need a nose injury and an ear injury.
Yeah.
We need a full-time ENT for the
Someone's
Broncos.
going to be out with like cauliflower ear, which I don't think is an injury, but
I think if it gets like infected, or it can be.
Yeah.
I saw somebody getting it drained recently. Like, I didn't know you drained that. I think you drained it to not get cauliflower ear, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to get out of here because we got to prepare for a Dungeon and Dragons clickbait stream.
Woohoo!
Okay,
2 hours of commercial-free Dungeons and Dragons.
Johnny John John!
Play his entire career without an ACL.
You said it.